Hello and welcome to my video. In this video, I'm going to show you how to get all 16 boos in the hotel. Now, the gallery order, as well as the order that I'm going to have the boos displayed in this collective video, is going to be starting with basement B2, which is Oilworks, B1, which is the basement, floor 1, the grand lobby, floor 2, the mezzanine, and so on all the way to the dance hall, which is floor 14. Now, there are a few important things to note here, is that you won't be able to hunt the boo in the respective floor until you've completed the floor's main story, which will, of course, require you defeating the boss for the floor. Oops. But also, on top of that, you can't start hunting any of the boos also until you get the floor 2 button and talk to EGAT after doing so, as he'll do something to your pack to make it so you can hunt down the boos. Also, one other note here, I will have timestamps for each of the boos, so if there's a specific one you're struggling with, you can go ahead and click the link there. I also have a playlist of the individual videos as well. Alright, well, with that out of the way, let's move on to the video, starting off with B2. Now, the fact that it's already convulsing tells me immediately it's in the waterworks, because it does that if you're like one door away. So if I actually just go over here just to demonstrate this here, you'll hear like, if you can go through one door and get there. So you can still see it here, but if I go into here, it's no longer doing that. Of course, this music here is active here. So what we're going to want to do is we're going to go over here in Booigi. Basically, you have to choose the right pipe here. Basically here, seeing how this is here, you want to come over to the pipe here. And basically this is going to correspond to here, so we want to do this here. That is how you would find it in this room here. However, there are 2 other rooms Boo can be in. Also, if you notice combat, I'm using the dark light for the Boo. You want to slam it repeatedly, like how I did that there. Now, because I want to get all the locations here, I'm gonna go. And basically, what I do is I'm gonna go back and load the checkpoint. So that way I can show you. Basically, I can show you, and this is kind of what I'm doing. This is like the first video, so I'm just gonna show you kind of how I do this here. I go over here, I walk over, I go into here. And then I'll just go back to B2. Now, that area in the center with the wheel, the big wheel that you turn on, the reservoir, is a very important room for this. And you'll notice because the thing that it's like you go into one, so you're essentially, it'll start like vibrating mainly if you're like one door away. You can get a little bit of exceptions if you have like really big rooms, but generally, when you're one room away, that's when it's going to start vibrating. So now here, okay, I notice it's vibrating here. So I'll first check up here. Okay, so now we're in, okay, so it was in here, okay. Check, there's like this object, there's the washing machine, there's the fridge. Okay, it's in the fridge. But I don't want to do that because I don't want to fight the Boo here. I want to show you how to find it in all the rooms. And I can tell you it's definitely in the fridge though. Now, you want to be mindful about after the dialogue here, that there's going to be bats that are going to come after you. You'll notice again, it started vibrating, because we're one room away from the 3 spots it could be in. Here, I'm gonna check here. No, okay. So I hear no vibrating, so I know, okay, the Boo has to be in the other room, because there are only 3 spots the Boo could be in. It can be observation that we just entered, it could be the main tank that I purposely chose the wrong object for, or it could be the waterworks, which is this room here. Now, I guess here, it's a little more comprehensive, it's more real, more waters here. You ever stuck on, like, a room? Now, there's actually no water corresponding to the middle pipe, so that was sort of, like, dumb. But if you ever see a situation where you're stuck and you can't get it for whatever reason, you can always just force it to move to another room. And then it'll either be in the main tank, or it'll be in the observation. Hopefully now it should be in the observation. Just double checking here. Yup. You notice with a lot of these, it almost rotates in a way. That could be coincidence, but from what I can tell, that is a trend I'm noticing. Especially the ones that have like 3 rooms like this here. However, yours might not start in like the waterworks like it did in this video. It might start in either the main tank, which you go up there to fight Clement, or the observation here. So here there's only 2 objects to check here. It's either this box, which yeah, it's definitely in the box here. Sometimes you can also get in the toolbox here, but it's definitely in this box here. Yes, ComBooster, you're going down. Take advantage of the smoke. It'll always be initially in the laundry room. Now this looks very promising and realistically. Yeah, it's definitely in this here. But so I could show you all the spots more easily, I'm gonna choose the wrong object here. You want to really look for that strong contraction here. You notice it was really intense here. That's why I know. That's how I know it was there. Now, there's 3 places it can be. It can also be in the service hallway, or it can also go in the garage. In that case here, it went in service hallway. Now again, this one right here, the boo's in there, but we're gonna purposely choose the wrong object to move it somewhere else. And now it should be in the garage here. Be careful, it can be in these like little trash cans here, so it could be in this. Alright, so it's gonna be in here. And then if we did this again with the boo here, it would just go back to the laundry room, likely here. Easiest, if not the easiest boost you can get. It's probably the second easiest, with one I say would be slightly easier. So we have this here that can be checked here. It's not this. Definitely not that. Track's not very strong. Now one object to be mindful of is you can actually go in here. Yeah, in this case it is actually... Be careful. You gotta be really careful when you have like 2 objects really close to each other. Give it a couple seconds here. And just keep in mind, you might not get the exact same spot as I did in this video. That's just very important to keep in mind. I think this one is just very tricky when they're really close. Yeah. Yep, and then we get Gumboo here. No, you will, like, if you're on the top area in front, on the stage there, you will hear this boo. The boo shaking, because floor 1 and 2 are sort of connected. They're connected. But that's simply just because of that. Just keep coming. Alright. Let's come over. Okay. So now, okay. We're gonna start and shake here. We know it's in one of these 2 rooms. Now I can immediately tell it's not in the dressing room, because if it was in the dressing room, it wouldn't be vibrating at all, as it's 2 doors away, not 1. I'm looking at, like, somewhat strong. Here, I'll check here. It's not in here. The thing is that if it was here, it would start vibrating a little bit further back here. It'd probably start vibrating around here. However, noticing we're going here, it's getting stronger. That's telling us it's in the restaurant here. And basically, you have to pick one of the trash bins. The Boo's gonna be one of the trash bins. Now, it's in this one, but because I want to get any other locations, I'm gonna get this one here. Now that's the restaurant there. Now, no vibrating here, so it's not there. If I go down a little bit, it's not vibrating here. So I know immediately it's in the dressing room. Let's use it here. It's kind of on the side here, so it's wrong. Okay, so it's not that one. It's in the center. It should be in the center, if I'm not. Yep. And now I'm gonna go in here. Okay, so I know it's not gonna like go to the restaurant and then like the dressing room then to the restaurant directly. It's gonna want to visit the other locations before it goes back to the same one. So I go vibrating here. With this in mind, I know it's not gonna be in here. Now it's quicker check here, and I'm noticing the contraction is getting stronger, so I know it's gonna be in here. Now with the restrooms, you gotta be careful because there's a double area here. So it can be in either any of the sinks, or it can be in any of these toilets, well, except this one. It can't be in this one, but it can also be in like here. So here. Now, looking at the contraction here, it's in here. It's in this one right here, but yeah. It should be actually in the center one here. Now, I don't want to trigger it here because I want to show you in the entertainment room, so I'm going to choose the wrong one. Yep. And now it should be in the entertainment room. Very strong traction here. It can also be in this thing. It is in that one over there. I'll just choose the last one purposely wrong here, and you'll see kind of like a loop, so it should be back in the restaurant after this. Or I guess maybe not, but those are the rooms there. I'm noticing how it's not vibrating at all. those moves in here. It's not always gonna result in a loop. A lot of times when I did the testing, it just happened to be in a loop. You want to be careful. You want to double check all of them, the areas, so that way you don't have that happen. However, I will try to visit all the destinations before it loops around. Here, it's in here. It will go after Luigi, mainly. Just keep that in mind. Again, it can either be in the elevator hall, which is where I'm right here. It could be in the restrooms, or if I go up a level here, it can be like in the lost found part. This lost and found security officer are kind of like weird, like adjoined rooms, like the restrooms are. So that you have to keep that in mind. See, it's starting to vibrate now. Because the idea here is I'm theoretically one door away. That's why if you look at only at the very edge, does it really vibrate here. Versus when I get over here, stops. And this cutscene. Alright. Alright, with that done. Okay. I want to go over here. You can see it's starting to vibrate here again. So when I go in here... Now, it's gonna be in this area specifically here. Not that one. I don't think. Not that one. I go in here. Should be this one here. But, okay, the box here. That's when it's very tricky when it's like that. Now, there's two other... both spots are going to be down there. So... I want to immediately head down. And actually, for the sake of speed, we can actually go through... this here. You can see it's starting to vibrate here. This isn't an actual door. So the fact that it's giving us the music here, so we know it's in the hallway. Note though, it cannot be in the chest, so that's just an important thing to keep in mind. It's always going to be down on that lower area. It's good to like walk over and just double check all of them. You know, these trash cans here. It is on that one on the left, but I don't want to trigger it here. I'll show you how it is like in the restroom here, or the last room here. Just in case it spawns, because it might spawn in one player might end up having initially spawn up there, another one might have initially in the hall. So that way, regardless of where it initially spawns for you. Alright, it's weaker here, so it's gonna be over here. Quite strong here. Alright, it should be in here. There we go. Now just slam down. Alright. There's actually 3 places the Boo can be in. You can either be in the restroom, which is, ladies' restroom, which is on the left here. It can be in the concession stand, or it can be in the dressing room. Now, seeing it vibrating here, it's only going to vibrate if you're like one door away. So immediately this is a dead giveaway that it's in the Boo's in here. Now, Boo is each thing you can do here actually is sort of not very strongly. It's going to be in that sink there, but we don't want to. Get there, so we'll just. Jeez. Be ready for the baths here. The nice thing I do is come in here. Okay, it's vibrating, so I know it's going to be in here now. In the concession stand. Either in these boxes, or it's going to be in the sinks. So usually I've noticed it's in the sinks here. Now it's in this sink specifically. Or the cash register it's in. And now, alright, no, like, vibrating from the thing, we know it's gonna be in the, like, the music room back there. You'll notice, because it's a large area, you gotta get a certain distance, that's why it doesn't vibrate immediately, even though it's technically only one door away. So you just have to be mindful about that. You got basically 3 objects. Oh, okay, it's 4. 5 there. So yeah, now we'll just go over here, and we know it's gonna be in one of the two rooms. If we hear the vibrating, if it vibrates, to the ladies' room. If not, then it's the concession stand. Alright. And weaker over here. It should be here. There we go. There we go, Boogie. Yeah, and also you need to be careful to try not to have it where it's like that, where the boo is like in the walls to hurt it. And I'll take advantage of the mirror, as you can still see its reflection there. Rooms the boo can be in can either be 504, 505, 506, 507, or 508. So first thing here, we didn't notice any vibration here, so that immediately rules out 504. If it wasn't here, we would have felt a vibration for sure. And we can rule out 505, since I mean we're close to it, no vibration at all. So that means we gotta continue going over here. Five hundred six, no vibration again. So we know it's 507 or 508. We're starting to feel a vibration here, so very weak though, so we can reason it's in 508. So this nightstand now, desk here is it's definitely in this desk here, but we're not going to trigger it here. So now, okay, let's just say imagine you accidentally chose the wrong object here. We're still having trouble. Okay, so now I don't hear any vibration here. So 507's out. If it was going to trigger for 507, because think about it, when we got to 5, we know it was 508, and it started vibrating around here. It's gonna work both ways like that. It's not there. 506, I mean, not vibrating at all. Weak contraction, so 504 it is. So that there should be in there, I believe. Yep.
Hello.
That's initially go after whoever you're selecting, usually. So just be mindful about that. Yes, stupid goops. Okay. 505. Oh, strong contraction here. Okay, no. Relatively strong. Okay. It's not 505. 506 it is. Box. We're strong here. Definitely not that object. Box here. But we're not going to trigger that. I'm going to show all the places here just in case you happen to accidentally go for the wrong one. Okay, so now I hear a vibration. I know immediately it's 507 or 505. We'll just run one way, just it's 50 chance here. Yeah, so now it stops, so it's in 507. Oops. Oh, God. Yeah, no vibrating, not 508, not 506. Feeling the vibration here. It's in here, but we're not going to do that here. I'm trying to get all the objects here. Try to get all the rooms here. Nope, 506. Alright, I think I've gotten every room here. So, yeah, do note that the Boo's not always going to be the same object every time. That's very important. Alright, 508. It is. I believe. Yep, 508. I wonder how strong it is. It should be this one here. Okay. There we go. Alright, here we go. Trying to defeat you here. It can also either be on the Coliseum balcony, or it can be in the stairway here. So see, hearing no vibrations, obviously it's not in here. Now, hearing no vibration here, we can, okay, so we know it's in the stairwell. As a result here. Okay, so it's one of these two here. It's this one here, but I want to show you what it's in the other rooms just in case if you don't get it there. Usually the nearest one here. Now, if we get vibrations, we know it's in the balcony. If we don't, then it's in the front gate. Alright, balcony it is. That one right there. But now I can double check here real quick. We could just peek into here. Usually it's not gonna want to back twice. Yep. Okay. Front gate. It usually likes to visit all the spots before it laps around. I did a little bit of testing and that's one thing I generally noticed. Assuming you don't do anything like go to the title screen or anything like that. Not that. Should be this here, yep. Here we go. There we go. Be in. It can either be in the blooming suite, the thorny bathroom, or the ivy bathroom. So those are 3 rooms the Boo can be in. Now, because the atrium it's sort of weird. You'll hear the buzzing even when you're at the bottom there, so you can't tell just by the buzzing alone whether it's which of the rooms. Like if you're at the base of the plant. More contraction here. We can just. Nope. It's not in there. Nope, it's not there, so... We need ivy bathroom here. Pick a watermelon. One of these 5 watermelons here, so first thing I like to do goes over here, so I can eliminate this one here. Okay, it's not this one on the far right. And once I know, like, this one isn't it, I can go around here, so I distance myself from these other ones. That way I'm less likely, that way if there's 2 I'm not sure on, I can distance myself from them, so that way I don't get a mixed signal and have to go for 50-50. It's likely this one here. Yeah, it should be that one there. It's that one, but I'm going to show all the spots here. Now, okay, let's just imagine if you say got that wrong, and you'll know how annoying it is. So now here, Okay, so I know it's either in the Blooming Suite or the Thorny bathroom here. Stronger contraction, so I know it's in here. I guess one thing I would definitely recommend doing before you trigger the Boo, get rid of these vines so that way when you're firing the Boo, you don't get poked by them. This one here. That one. Yeah, it's this one right here, but we're not going to trigger right here, so I can show you the Blooming Suite here. And now here it should be in the Blooming Suite because it's gonna like want to go in the loop here. Most likely here. It's okay, so it's that vase over here. But yeah, alright, so it's in this vase here. So there's pretty much like 5 rooms you can get in here. So you can get in the studio entrance right here, or you can get it in the studio rooms here. Now, obviously, I don't hear contraction, so it's not in here. Now, you're gonna pretty much hear a contraction in this room automatically, just because it's connecting to all 5 areas. So, I'll have Booigi walk over here. So, get this, the camera is easier to see here. Alright, that's a decent thing. Alright, so that's much stronger. So that's in here, yeah. That's okay. Alright. So it's in that chest over there. But I'm gonna try trigger a different thing here. Alright, so I guess you can actually take the TV here. Now it's not going to go back to floor 4. No, not floor 4, room 4. So, in here. Not 3. Alright, so it's in 2 now. Alright, it's in this thing here. Wait. Alright, so in this chest right here. that one over there. Yep. There. Okay, so it should be in the hall, the entrance area. Yep. There's this one over here. But, see here, get some more rooms here. I'll show you. Now we're in 3. It's in this chest here. There's Boocaneer stronger. There we go. It'd be in 1 here. Alright, it's in there. And then now it should be reset, so it's not going to be in 2, but in fact, in my case, it might even be a loop I got here. It's like after, generally, if you go through all the areas here, you can eventually go in a loop, but it's not going to go back to the same room here. It can do that. It's 2 might have been the first one. It's in there. Do need more of this here. It's not, don't rely on it being the same object. If you go back to the same room, do not rely on that. So yeah. Alright, now I can get him. Just happens to be in this object. Nope! So, first thing you want to do is you want to migrate all the way over here. Let me find odd. Now, you'll notice there's 6 paintings here. So we'll look here. It's going to be in one of these 6 paintings here. It looks like it. Yeah, so we know it's this one right here. I want to show you this in case you get it wrong. Now, if you do say get it wrong, you will have to... You're not going to be able to get it right away. So what you want to do, if you get it wrong here, just note if you have got any gems here without, like, or anything of the sort, without, like, loading in the floor, you have to redo it. And basically what we can do here, to get back quickly, is you can either go back to the elevator, walk back to the elevator, and then, like, go load in another floor, or, which would be the recommendation I would do if you had, say, like, gotten gems before you came over there. Or what you can also do is go over here, just go to storage, just go to the file here, and I'll just go to elevator hall. Like, load this file here, and I'll give you another shot. You have to reload the floor to actually get another chance at the boo. Unlike the grand lobby. So that's just something to be mindful of. So you do, so, yeah. I'll just show here. The boo here. Not there. Not there. It's not on the right. Okay. There. Let's check this one here. Alright, so it's this one here. Yes, Boones. Now, it can be in 3 rooms here. It can be either in the scale chamber, jewel chamber, or the snake chamber. So those are the 3 rooms you're going to want to look for when you're drinking the boo. That's not that strong. I can sure it doesn't. Yeah, so it's not there. In fact, I'm angled a little bit more to the right. The traction got a little bit stronger, indicating that I need to go to the right. Now, the traction around that strength from outside here, I know it's in this room here. Now it's this space here. But this space right here, I plungered, but Let's show you in all rooms here. Here, it's going to be in the scale chamber here. In this pot right here, but I'm gonna trigger this here. Oh, that one. Yeah, that's going to be tricky. Remember, you can like separate the vases here. That's one thing you can do if you're struggling with them here. It wants to form a loop, so it should be in here now. Alright, so it's this face right here that Luigi's right next to. There we go. And then, pattern, if it loops, it'll be in here. There we go. Bedroom. Or not for sure, trainer's bedroom. Now it's in this desk here. Should be, yeah. So we'll open this just to... Okay. Doesn't even count as a beat, that's weird, okay. Now, of course, we'll have it here. If you enter the hall, if you basically enter the floor, you're the vibrating pretty much right away. You can just head over here. And then when it's in here, this is just incredibly free. Just open this. This might honestly be, for a Boo that's not restricted to one ring, like, this is probably the easiest one. This is debatably even easier than B1, honestly. So first of all, you're not going to have the Boo in the elevator hall, but you will have it in the Grotto Lounge and the beach, or like The beach is sort of like a weird area. Alright. So now hearing there's no vibrations at all, it's very clear it's in that beach area. Yeah, you can see it's starting to vibrate here. So now there are a few barrels here, so you want to kind of like first check here. It's probably one of the more annoying ones. Now, the way kind of you have to think about this room is that it's sort of like two rooms. So you got the upper ship area and the beach. But what's weird here is that if you choose the wrong object, like even if you do it over here and stuff there, that will kind of trigger it, the Boo, to like treat it as you open the wrong object. So you have to be very mindful about that. Okay, so it's not on the right side here. Alright, so it should... It's gonna be on the ship here. Yeah, alright, so it should be on the ship here. Looking at it. As far as I'm aware, it cannot be in there. Shoot. See, now we're getting stronger retraction here. Not there. It's there, but... Oh, okay. Weaker. Need this. Okay. Yeah, this one's really obnoxious. Now, the fact that I'm hearing the music here still, of the Boo here, should be a dead giveaway that it's gonna be down here in the beach. I guess once we tried it. Should be this one here. Yeah, it should be this one, but... There we go. Now, what I'm gonna do here, because I want to also show it what it is in the Grotto Lounge. So I'm gonna really quickly do this here. So I'll go ahead and I'll load in the elevator hall here. Just so I potentially skip that point so I can show you. Okay, so it's not in the lounge, it's back in the ship. Alright. It's not gonna spawn it in that area twice in a row. It's probably up here. Yep, that's what I thought. Yeah, it's this barrel right here. But we're not gonna destroy that one. Now, okay, so now I hear that there's no, like, the music's completely gone. I know it's in the Grotto Lounge now. Now, one major thing I did do a little testing, and I noticed the chest right there is a major object you want to check. So that's honestly probably one of the first objects I would recommend, just heading over to the chest and checking here. Okay. So you do want to keep in mind the chest is a viable object for it to be in. Do that one. The nice thing with these barrels is that you can actually pull them, and you can actually use this to separate them from each other if necessary. I mean, you're not going to always have this luxury, but there's a tool at your disposal here. Yeah, it's in this barrel here. Oh. Hello and welcome to my video. In this video I'm going to show you how to get the floor 13 Boo. So now there are 4 rooms the Boo can be in. It can either be in gym lobby, the pool, the locker room, or the yoga room. Now hearing there's no vibration, it's not in the gym lobby. Now I can really quickly, if I want to check the pool, I can just go in here and check to see if it's in the pool. Okay, now I hear the vibration, so I know immediately it's in the pool. Yeah. Not that one. Not that one either. Alright, just continue, alright. Yeah, it's that one right there. But we're not gonna open that one. It should do. Just in case it just this way, that way I'm being thorough. Now, what's actually nice about going to here is that you'll notice this room right here connects to actually 3 of the rooms here. Now, obviously we were just in the pool, so it's not going to be back in the pool again until it's visited all the other rooms. So, or at least most of them. And hearing no vibration, you can rule out the locker room and the yoga room, so we know it's now in the gym lobby. It's not that one. Alright, it's this one here. Not in here, so now it's gonna be a yoga room. It's that one on the top right, but... So now after this, it should be back into the pool, yep. But I don't want to fight in the pool, it's the bottom right. It's a pain fighting in here. If you do fight, it might be easier to just fight it down there. See how the camera works. Yeah, but I'd much rather fight him in here. Oh, you gotta be careful, because it can be in there too. Alright. There we go. There we go. I say 3-ish areas, because even the elevator hall includes this whole, like, area. And then there's the dance floor. Kind of a useful way to think about it is, like, it's a separate area, similar to how the sort of how the ship, compared to how the ship is. Except, the difference here is that if you trigger the wrong object when it's on the ship, on the beach, it doesn't trigger the Boo to change locations and vice versa. So, I'll show you there when it gets there. So now, first thing we're gonna have to do here is we're gonna have to... We hear vibration down there, so of course it has to be in here, as a result here. Now, it can be up there, and I do want to show that here. So, you can do this, and we'll skip this here. Now, I just need to try to get the button here for the stairs. Because there are... It's in this thing here. But there's also, like, a garbage can here on, like, the stairs up as well. So you might want to do that just in case. I know it's that one over there that I just passed, but... We'll go over here. And now, okay, so now it's either going to be in the shop or the hall. The music doesn't tell right away here. Okay, now. Now. Okay, so I happen to be in the shop here. But I'm going to show you here. So that way you can see what it's like if it's in the hall. So basically in the hall, you're just going to want to make sure you show difference here. So that way you can kind of really see the difference here. I love the save file here. Now it's going for that garbage can there. So because it's not quite the same as 12 up, kick this here. You notice the Boo's not going to change locations here. So that's something you need to be mindful of. So, there's really the two objects there. That cash register and then that trash can. But you'll notice now, if I say interact it with it here, it's not going to change the boot location here. So that's just something to be mindful of. Try to make it so that way I'm far away from the other objects as possible, so that way I don't mix their signals. Alright. There we go. Alright, well, that's all the Boos. Hopefully this whole thing helps you out if you've been struggling with any of them. Thank you for watching.